So there are some people you can't kill. You've given me a useful hint.
Let me return the favor. I'll tell you something that I think you'll find interesting. Although this was announced as a worldwide broadcast, the truth is, we are only broadcasting in the Kanto region of Japan. I had planned to broadcast this message around the world until we found you, but it looks like that won't be necessary. I now know where you are.
This L guy is pretty good.
The police treated your first killing as an unrelated incident, but in actuality, the first of your victims was a suspect in Shinjuku. Of all the criminals that have recently died of heart attacks, this one's crime was by far the least serious. Furthermore, his crime was only ever reported inside Japan.
I use that information to deduce this much.
You are in Japan, and your first victim was little more than an experiment, which means that you haven't been killing for very long. We decided to broadcast in Kanto first because of its large population, and luckily, we found you. To be completely honest with you, I never expected that things would go this well, but it won't be too long now before I am able to sentence you to death. Naturally, I'm very interested to know how you're able to commit these murders without being present, but I don't mind waiting a little bit longer.
You can answer all of my questions when I catch you.
Let's meet again soon, Kira.
I want to tell you I'm L. But I could say the same about you. What's that supposed to mean? Tell me, Light, from the moment you were born, has there ever been a point where you've actually told the truth?
Yeah, I saw him all right. He was like pure evil, and his power level's the highest I've ever sensed. Bang. That's one down, and I didn't even break a sweat. Very well, you've had your fun, but I really do feel sorry for you now, because now you have to back up your delusional, pathetic taunts. Super Saiyan.
Is it really? And I suppose the great Super Saiyan is going to arrive and magically defeat what has never been defeated.
What an attack!
And I'm just warming up. I told you I could destroy this planet, in the same way I destroyed planet Vegeta. And please don't think me vain, but are you impressed by my handiwork? Your speeches put me to sleep, but everyone has to have last words. Before they're shredded into a million little pieces.
And so it came to pass that those who had once gathered before a painted line of spears found themselves reunited before the real thing. Here it comes! I can feel it! A mighty river! A river of death! The dead shall dance, and all of hell shall sing!
Deny it all you want. My humanity is not in question. I still have that one trait that puts us in ascendance even above the angels. It is my will that drives me. The vampires you were so happy to keep in your employ. Without the lifeblood of others to keep them going, they would shamble to a halt. If it's a monster you want, look no further than Alucard and this little one, playing at immortality. Don't mention me in the same breath as that fraud. So long as I am propelled forward by my own unadulterated will, I am heir to something Alucard can only steal. Even if I were reduced to nothing more than a brain in a jar, synapses firing in a sea of pure thought. I am human, just like you are. Within me rests a human soul. And a human's will, precious beyond all worth. He smiles at you in the form of a young girl, or pulls at your heartstrings in the guise of a weary veteran. So many faces the monster has, and all of them stolen, all of them lies. I despise him. Every cell in my body called for his annihilation. So I destroyed his kingdom and cast him down into the dust. Fitting that it took a man with the trappings of a monster to slay a monster with the trappings of a man. He was a casualty to my will.
You're serious? Would you really go there?
Doesn't it sadden you to see those people killing each other?
If the king doesn't lead, how can he expect his subordinates to follow?
Impressive strategy. In fact, I'll do the same.
You can't advance any further, can you?
We'll get into a threefold repetition at this rate.
It wasn't my intention, but shall we declare this a draw?
I think not. You would do well not to underestimate the White King, my friend.
You wouldn't!
Checkmate. With no hesitation whatsoever, the Emperor would have grabbed it. I've now learned just a bit about what kind of man you really are, Zero.
Schneisel!
Gino, do you want this war to remain in a stalemate forever?
What do you mean?
The true nature of people is this. They want to be controlled by their nation, their religion, their traditions, and by figures of grand authority. Above all, the Emperor of Britannia must play his part.
So now you're the one to play that part, Your Highness? The Grand Authority?
If I am called upon to do it.
You mean the people of Pendragon were...
I made them vanish. It was better for them than a life swearing loyalty to Lelouch, wouldn't you say?
They're our own people.
Cornelia, what is it that people truly want? Starvation and poverty? Discrimination and corruption? War and terrorism? They want the problems that are flooding the world to go away forever. People can't understand each other under these situations at all. So why win hearts and minds or tout some shining ideology? Why not bring peace to the world with a system and power?
Are you insane? This will destroy the world! You're trying to control people through fear!
Mankind's history is war. Peace is an illusion. To turn illusion into reality is an arduous task. It requires discipline.
And you plan to discipline the entire human race all by yourself? Only a god could pull that off.
Then I shall become a god. If that is what it takes to bring peace to the world.
I'm curious to see how the world will change. What? Both sides clashing. Will against will. Life versus life. Humans or the homunculi. Which one will triumph? Which side does the world prefer? The homunculi like to see themselves as the next step in the evolution of humanity. But that's for history to decide.
You're insane, Kimberly.
My standards do tend to differ from society's. However, if I survive this battle, then the world will have chosen my sanity over yours. You ask why we're here killing these people instead of protecting them? Because this is a war, and that's what soldiers do. But let's see. Tell me, miss. You're not very happy to be here, are you? Well, you don't appear to be. But can you honestly tell me, in that split second when you take down an enemy, you don't allow yourself to feel the slightest tinge of satisfaction and pride in your skills? I'll tell you what I don't get. Did you people expect something different? You act like you're surprised, like you didn't choose this. Did you put on that uniform thinking you wouldn't be asked to kill? The one thing worse than death is to avert your eyes from it. Look straight at the people you kill. Don't take your eyes off them for a second. And don't ever forget them, because I promise that they won't forget you. What I'd like to know is why you don't use that power to get your original body back. It's in accordance with your ideals. In order to obtain something, you give up something of equal value.
It isn't right. I have to choose between returning to our original bodies and saving everyone. But why can't we have our real bodies back and save everyone?
But it's the law of equivalent exchange.
Well, I say searching for possibilities that aren't bound by rules or laws. That's how humanity advances.
I see. So if you can discover an exception to the rule, you can effectively rewrite the laws of nature as we understand them. Is that how it's supposed to go? Because there is another possibility, you know. You don't get your bodies back, and you don't save everyone.
Kimberly! There's no way! How could you maintain your individuality among this tempest of souls? It's just not possible!
You call this a tempest? Oh, stop, you're going to make me laugh. The bitterness that all of these voices contain soothes me like a lullaby. I was perfectly content, but when you decided to throw away your honor as a homunculus, you forced me to step in. You speak of your precious pride, that quality for which you were named. But then you suddenly find yourself in grave danger, and you seek to escape into the body of a human, the lower life form that you so despise. It's pathetic. You're a disgrace.
Maybe he chickened out.
Or maybe not.
Well, speak of the freak show. It's about time.
This won't take too long. I'm afraid this is just the beginning. For behind each dark corner, the Shadow Realm holds another frightening twist, like an eternal nightmare. Only this is quite real. Huh. Care to reconsider those words? Or not? Without your Millennium Necklace, you're powerless. Were you foolish enough to lose the one thing that could have protected you from me? So are you going to tell me where you hid Odeon? Or shall I send you to the Shadow Realm? Well, is that fear I see in your eyes? I must say I like this side of you. Once I win this tournament, I'm coming back to finish our conversation, Ishizu. So I wouldn't get too comfortable if I were you. For once I acquire the 2 remaining Egyptian god cards and the Millennium Puzzle, I'll focus my attention on banishing you and that fool Odeon to the shadows. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to strip the former pharaoh of all his powers. I must say it's been lovely chatting with you, sister. And I'm looking forward to spending more time with you in the days to come. What are you waiting for? Attack me! Once he attacks, I'll unleash my secret weapon! Well, has the mighty Pharaoh realized that there's no way he can prevail? Nice try, Pharaoh! It looks to me like your little magic card didn't work! You were a fool to believe you'd win this duel that easily! You were never in control! I've been toying with you the whole time! Impressive, Pharaoh. But it will take more than that to keep me down! Perhaps you've forgotten who really suffers when I lose life points. Just look. Thanks to you, my weaker side has almost completely lost himself to the Shadow Realm. You're supposed to save mankind, but based on your actions in this duel, I'd say you're destroying it. And I'm sure my other half would agree with me. And to think that poor soul was once your loyal servant. It's nice to see he's getting repaid by his exalted king. Feel free to attack us, Pharaoh, so my weak side can sacrifice more of himself.
I thought I had succeeded in cutting you completely in half, but I didn't strike deep enough. It's difficult for me to control my power. It's difficult to step on ants without crushing them.
You've joined with the Menos. Why would you want to do that?
I need to keep reaching higher. From the beginning, no one has ever stood at the top. Neither you, nor me, nor the gods. But soon, that unattainable vacancy at the top will be filled. From now on, I alone will stand at the top. A group offensive, distractions, sneak attacks, decoys. To battle me, you'll need to use all of those fighting strategies and more.
Now you see, others don't fear Captain Aizen just because he can use his Kyokusui Getsu to destroy them. Yes, Kyokusui Getsu's power is terrifying, but fearing it alone wouldn't have been enough to subjugate all those who would rather die than obey. There was only one reason why those powerful Espadas were able to function as a group, in spite of their wildly different personalities and uniquely individual motives. It's because Captain Aizen is strength itself. His power, speed, and precision all exceed that of a normal Soul Reaver. He has no equal. You can attempt to safeguard against his Kyokusui Getsu all you want, but you could never prepare enough. Even if you put your heads together, he will outthink you. Take all the precautions you'd like against unfortunate happenings like the sky falling or the earth splitting. But I can assure you, there's really no use in trying. Create all the elaborate plans you want, but his superior powers will undo any of your schemes.
You've left yourself wide open.
What a shame, boys. Because of your failure, I'm sending your spirits back to the other side. It's time to visit Yo and find out if he's gotten any stronger. Jean's light continues to shine. Even if it costs us everything, we shall protect her. Even if it costs you everything, you say? Very well. Destroy every single one of these fanatics at once, and then finish off their beloved Iron Maiden. Those X-Laws are a faithful bunch, I'll give them that. They don't even know for sure if Jean is alive. They know they're outpowered, and yet look at how passionately they fight to protect her. But little do they know, no one can endure the spirit of fire. Whatever amount of power Jean has left, it'll be gone soon enough. That Babylon Gate wasn't so bad, was it? Now that we're out, enjoy your feast. An even greater feat is at hand.
Yes, indeed. What Master Zeke has planned will make the Babylon Gate look like nothing.
It'll be a glorious victory, a triumph over 1,000 years in the making. Yes. The day we've been waiting for is almost upon us. What we are about to do will usher in a new era.
A great and wondrous era.
Zeke's Furyoku is over. 1,250,000.
With that kind of Furyoku, we will never beat him in a one-on-one fight. We might not even beat him in a 200-on-1 fight.
He's a shoo-in to win the tournament.
It all started over 1,000 years ago when the original Zeke mastered the 5 points of the Unity Star. It was then that he decided he wanted to erase all humanity from the Earth and create a world for Shaman only. Back then he was known as the Great Diviner. Those diviners serving under him were the first to receive the invitation to join his cause.
Humans are merely vile, greedy, weak-minded fools who will ruin this world.
But Zeke, what are we?
We are Shaman, and it's our destiny to rule the Earth. If we allow humans to go on existing, they will continue to consume and pollute, and wage their wars, destroying everything they touch. So, they must go.
Not all Shaman agreed with Zeke. Hundreds challenged him in the Shaman tournament, but they were all defeated.
My, don't we have bad tempers?
Our bad tempers are going to be the end of you, Zeke!
You cannot win like this! Power isn't everything!
Power is everything! And I have the power of 1,080 Asakura spirits! I'll destroy him!
If that's the case, then come and get me. And I will show you real power. I'll burn up the very core of your beings.
Get him!
We are almost there. Let us show the King of Spirits our power. Make him cower before us! Behold the might of the most powerful shaman on Earth. And now, King of Spirits, become my guardian ghost, Spirit of Fire! Devour! You didn't seriously think the same trick from 1,000 years ago would work again, did you? 1,080 spirit beads is a joke. It would take 1,080 beads to bind me now, Anna. I'm stronger than I have ever been. Certainly a lot stronger than a handful of long-gone Asakura spirits. Poor old Pacho. Now he's going to miss all the fun. Hear me now, Spirit of Fire! Regenerate and arise! The age of humans is over! Now!
You'll leave here at once if you know what's good for you! Or taste my divine power!
Please, spare our lives! We beg of you!
These humans are complete idiots. Now I want you to think as hard as those puny brains of yours can manage. Have you ever spared a pig or a cow? Because it begged you for its life? Not here. I believe a change of venue would benefit you two as well. Why do you and I have to fight? You have absolutely no chance of defeating me. There is no need for us to hasten your inevitable death. Are you fighting me for all of humanity? If so, then you should know that my actions are entirely for their benefit. For example, in human society, lands are split by borders marking their territory. On the right side of the border, children may starve to death. While on the left, idle dregs who do nothing have everything they need. It's absolute madness. I shall crush that madness and create a fair world where the concept of inequality will be completely forgotten for all time.
I'll make you a deal. If you can force me to admit defeat, I'll tell you your name.
Force you? But without killing you? So I'll be playing without a rook and bishop. Fine then. I'll checkmate you shortly. Even with training, you can still hit your limit. It happens to everyone. You are a rare example of one who's transcended that limit.
What?
I am impressed. I must commend you. These are no more than puppet hands. They can only move in set patterns. If I attack from an angle that he can't block with a move that he's already used, he'll have no choice but to reveal a new move. Once I've identified all of the combinations of potential plays, I should be able to deduce the angle of attack. And if I'm successful, force him to do just that. However, while he may have a finite number of attack patterns, the number of combinations in which they can be used may as well be infinite. But there will be a subconscious predilection for and against certain patterns, and that bias naturally shapes one's identity. I must choose the single correct needle among countless others. Not only that, but I will have to thread it with utmost precision. That's what it'll take to pierce my target. This may be a heavy undertaking, but I will be successful. I can do this! Old soldier, I beg of you. It will happen soon, so don't collapse before then.
It is all in here. It's part of my design. Every cell has a life of its own. I can't die. It is impossible. Even if I self-destruct, I will always come back.
It's the third and final step. World domination.
Greetings, I'm back. And judging by the mess I see, it would appear that things have gotten rather out of hand in my absence now, wouldn't it?
Salute His Excellency, Dura Bradley!
So he's come. That is Madara Uchiha.
That is where you are wrong. The world does not need to grow any further. It should slumber in peace under the genjutsu of the eternal Tsukuyomi.
Well, it is 5 against 1 after all.
That's because we must win no matter what happens. Now don't go calling us cowards or saying that we're being unfair to you. In truth, it's merely a testament to your might. You are Madara Uchiha.
No, I won't call you cowards. And as for 5 to 1, it's a nice ratio for games. Now it's 5 to 1 the other way. And don't say this is cowardly. You are the 5 Kage.
Indeed, this is truly worthy of the shinobi who bear the name Kage. Then I, Madara Uchiha, shall also respond with full power.
Even the 5 Kage are nothing compared to the power that I wield.
But how? How is this possible?
Your ridiculously juvenile jutsu cannot hold me back. I want to sever the fate of this world. A world of only victors. A world of only peace. A world of only love. I will create such a world.
I just want to go back home to everyone!
And as I told you, things in this world simply do not go as planned. In time, you'll come to realize that is truth.
Tell me now, what am I to you?
You have to be kidding, right? What kind of a stupid question is that? You have always been only one thing to me. You are Madara. You see, Madara is defined as he who rejects this world. All who hold that thought in their heart and strive toward achieving the infinite Tsukuyomi are Madara. This world laid out by the Sage of the Six Paths has failed. The Sage's actions ended up merely furthering the human paradox. And even if some bonds were established, all they really learned was that true understanding wasn't possible. Even as we seek peace, we seek war at the same time. And this reality compels infinite suffering via the power known as chakra. Power only leads to a desire for conflict, and the lack of power leads to losing everything. But I shall create a new world that will overcome that. And I, as the person who possesses the most powerful chakra, will lead it. When the one who possesses the power of Rinne should draw near the moon, the eye that can reflect off the moon and grant the infinite dream shall open. Shine upon the world.